Recording in progress.
The business meeting of Borough Council
Recording in progress.
for August 13th. Stand for the pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Venza. Present. Mr. Floda.
Here.
Mayor Recupero.
Present.
Mr. Alexander.
Here.
President Suchovich.
Here.
Ms. Redzak.
Present.
Dr. Carpenter.
Present.
Mr. Jamelis.
Here.
Mr. Long.
Here.
Excuse me?
Strike that from the records, please. Is that how you say it?
Any additional emergency agenda items? We have no registered comments from the public. This time will be comments from the public. At this time, council will hear comments on public related items. Please approach the podium, raise your virtual hand, clearly state your name and address. Please limit your comment to 3 minutes. See no one? Comments from the advisory boards? Community dinner is August up at the church on Center Avenue. And
The fourth Wednesday?
The fourth Wednesday,
Yes.
Last Wednesday of the month.
the 28th.
28th.
Was that August? Did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Borough Council is hosting that dinner. So I'm guessing we're gonna have to figure out if somebody can take the lead on it and figure out what we're gonna do and how much it's gonna cost each one of us.
I already have a menu.
Okay,
Everybody wants to pitch in, I don't mind.
what's the menu?
Stuffed chicken and macaroni and cheese.
There you go.
If you need help cooking, please let me know. My son has become a chef in his spare
I
time.
will take, what time is that, Ray?
What time is that? That's 4 o'clock, right?
4:30, 6:30.
4:30, 6:30, but we need to be there early.
We're doing a salad and brownies for supper too, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
salad. You said
You're
something.
good with that? You'll take care of everything, Vince? I mean, Tim?
Yeah, I'll take care of it, I'll let everybody know.
Okay, yeah, let us know how much we owe you and everybody can pay Tim. All right,
It's perfect.
thank you.
Raymond, takeout dinners will start at 5:30 at the church.
Okay,
Okay,
Other than that, it has to be sit down, eat in.
okay.
oh, okay, so sit down, eat in 4:30, 5:30 is when takeout stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Next up, the mayor.
Just a couple things real quick. Just kind of a police update, I know the council and the borough manager has been working diligently on a couple of things and, one of them is increasing benefits and revised salaries. And there's a few other proposals, in the upcoming months, so we are working on it to get, full-time officers. The other thing is Cribbs Field, we talked about some things, I brought some things up at the exec session that we just had. And Be More Tires. Since that's gone up back in, I think, the 90s, they never had a generator, and I've been fighting for them to get a generator. And I know, we've had many calls there, many blackouts and what have you, power outages, and the fire department would have to bring people down from the 6th floor down to the fire escape and, just using flashlights and what have you. And finally, as I've been pushing for this, I got, our county councilman Nick Nicholas involved in this. And together, and he basically did all the work because it now is run by the county. And there was a gentleman there, he was the CEO or CFO or one of those 3 letters, the county, housing. And he came out and spoke with the residents. I met with him. Nick and I met with him and the occupants of the More Tires. And the generator has been ordered at a cost of $225. That's the county, that's on them. And there were some other issues that they were looking into and changing, like blocking the fire exit, with the dumpsters. And like I said, there was a few other things, but we're moving along with that. And I know it's kind of not a borough issue, but it's a public safety thing. I guess it would be a borough issue, through ordinances and what have you, but it is a county facility now. They took it over and his name is Rich Simpson, and he's very easy to talk to. He actually gave everybody down there his cell phone number, and he's been getting some calls, and it's under a new management team down there, and the residents aren't happy with them, but that, like I said, that's on them though. But I just wanted to update you on that. And Josie, I hear you're leaving to go back to college.
Boo.
And when you and I talked, I was on my way to a conference in Johnstown, and we talked for quite a bit. And you told me what you want to get into, and I says, follow your dreams, and start going to some council meetings, get involved with the communities. That's how we all started. If your heart is into it, try it. Don't give up on that. And if you ever need any advice or whatever, I've been here 35 years, and even longer than that, since the age of 12. My uncle and my father was very big into, the party. And I used to tag along with them. Don't ask me why though. And you and I both know how we feel about the politic end of it. But I wish you the best of luck, and my door's always open if you need anything or any advice.
No, she's gonna be a politician in Ohio.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, I know.
We need Ohio needs all the help we can get.
I know.
It's a swing state.
Yeah, like I told you, my niece is a councilman in Cleveland. Yeah. So good luck. That's all I have, Mr. President.
So Mayor Dave, to clarify, you stated that we had executive session immediately prior to this meeting on the subject of personnel.
Personnel, yeah.
Okay, it's sorry, you got it. Did you mean to say anything else about police? I thought you might talk about communication a bit, or did I misunderstand?
Yeah, misunderstood.
Okay.
Do you want me to talk a little bit?
Yeah.
About
I would love
Yeah.
So you will see this as we go forward. New communication is being created between the borough and the public. The biggest thing is what we want you all to understand is the changes and what's coming forth with the police department. You will see tonight an MOU with a pay raise. This pay raise is 15%. We are truly working to make it so that we have a full-time police force in Verona, period, end of sentence. These will be seen in the newsletter. They will be seen on Facebook. You will also see our statements. I'm getting ready to go into the paper in the next few weeks. We just really want the people of Verona to understand we are wholeheartedly in this to make sure that Verona has a full-time police force. And the council and the mayor have generously given me the power to do, everything I can to make sure that happens. So hopefully we'll have good news in the next 2 months. Is that what you were?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Very good. Is that it, Mayor?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Borough Manager Stephanie.
You have a letter, and this from Martin Mahoney. He made a mistake. It should be 412 Penn Street, not 813 Penn Street. What he's requesting is an extension to the code 250-87.c that permits non-conforming structures to be rebuilt because of a total loss. Over the last year, Mr. Mahoney's had a lot to deal with insurance and other things, because of certain things that happened with the fire. He is asking us to give him 1 more year of an extension. Because basically at this point, if he had to build the house that was under our current zoning, the lot's gonna stay empty. And he is just asking us to approve another year. It doesn't happen after a year. We'll pass that, we'll take that bridge when we get there.
I have a question on, we have 2 fire at here. And I was there, that fire. The house that burnt down was about 3 feet from the house next door, I believe.
It was,
Did that have a role in increasing the damage and possible life-threatening situation for the house next door? Because that's what we have to think about. If we waive this and say, sure, build this house without the current setback laws that we have, that's putting his neighbor in danger.
Here's my argument to that is, for the last year, you put that non-conforming clause in. And to tell him now, because basically this poor man bought a house. His tenant burned it down. Now he has a piece of property.
Yeah, I understand.
to answer your
Bad
question,
situation.
to answer your question, I'm not gonna go above Dan, but yeah, that was probably the reason why that house sustained the damage that it did. Yes.
I'm just making sure that, like, I don't wanna waive this and then we put houses up too close to each other and then a disaster happens. And they're like, well, you guys waived safety. Like, you guys, they're there for a reason.
The other scenario that I have of waiting for a year is if we do it for him, and what if I own a building on the main drag and it catches on fire and I go through the same scenario that this gentleman's going through, and I'm gonna say, well, you gave them down there on East Railroad or West Railroad, you know, an extension for a year, so that means we gotta continue to look at a burnt building or a burnt house
There's
throughout
nothing
the
there.
community.
There's nothing there. He fulfilled the terms of the agreement. The house was torn down.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
The house,
That's all.
the house is gone.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
It's
Okay.
just a vacant lot.
It's a vacant lot. I understand everybody's concerns. But Matt is telling us at this point that we need to give him this year. The house is gone. He's done everything that he is supposed to do. He's just asking for one more year to see if he can find to build something.
Okay, I didn't understand that it was
Yeah,
torn down.
it's
I'm glad
gone.
it is,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
I
gone.
mean, I'm fine with giving him another year. I'm worried about the setback condition section in this letter.
Well, this setback condition, actually, Matt said would put it a little bit farther away.
Then
I think.
as long as it's not built where it was, because I saw flames coming out of one house into the other house and coming out of the other house. And I'm like, that should never happen.
And we can talk to Matt about that. I think what Matt's saying at this point, what he's asking us to say is yes to the non-conforming. Let's look at what he says he wants to build.
See, he's gotta submit plans.
Yeah, I mean, right now,
There's a series of cases that talk about abandonment of a non-conforming use. And the courts have ruled, a lot of local zoning ordinances have a similar time period for abandonment of a non-conforming use, that if you don't if you don't use your non-conforming use for a period of 6 months or a period of a year, then it's deemed to be abandoned and you lose that non-conforming use status, and now you have to use the property in strict conformance with the zoning ordinance. The courts have ruled that those blanket provisions don't hold up under Pennsylvania law, that you cannot abandon a non-conforming use by mere passage of time. You have to show an intent to abandon. Now, I don't know if that line of cases extends to dimensional issues such as setback areas, but I mean, he would have an argument that it does. If we wanted to hold him to it.
and his basic statement was, it took him a very long time to get to where he is right now because of the extenuating circumstances of what happened during that.
And he's been doing work. It's not like
He
he's
tore the house
abandoning
up,
it.
yeah.
So I
He's
don't,
not walked away. He's
Yeah.
showing an intent to continue his use of that property.
And he's even looked at, selling it with the current zoning, but you can't put a house there.
and this happened shortly after 2020 and things have been a mess since then. So I can't, I mean, it's taken me 8 months to make doctor's appointments, so I can imagine how how many obstacles he's had to have.
years.
Yes.
As I said, Matt is fortunately not here today. Matt did say that he was for the passage of this. He didn't see any problems with that, and as the engineer, I'm gonna go.
The only thing I saw was an issue to me was the setback.
You guys build your houses so close.
I know, it's scary. It's really scary.
I can watch my neighbor shower. Kidding.
Is it still 5 foot? Are we still at 5 foot between houses?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
an offset of 15, I believe, unless you get a variance.
Okay, we're good with, that's your.
Golf yards, it's fine.
Thanks, we're good with 412. Any other questions on 412? Next up, Stephanie.
Budget update. I need to schedule a meeting, so Tim and John, you need to listen to me carefully. I need to schedule a meeting with the Personnel and Finance Committee. Both committees separately, but both committees without, not in the public, because there are personnel issues. We need to review the personnel budgets. So I am asking John to figure out when we can meet for like a half hour to go over, and then Tim, the same thing.
The full committee or?
Yes,
Talking to the chair?
yes, I need all 3 committee members.
Okay.
I just can't have all 3 committee members
The same,
From
both committees.
from
That's
both committees
cool.
at the same time.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
the reason for these are personnel issues with, to do with the budget, and they need to be, huh?
Same day, back to back.
I don't care how you do
I mean, I
it,
think that'd be better for John, he's on both committees.
that's fine, you guys figure it out, you let me know.
Okay.
As long as it's not the 21st of August. My kid starts. That's the thing that keeps the rain
What's that
off,
thing called?
that thing that keeps the rain off our
What do you
heads.
call it, a
What's the
roof?
dog say?
You call it a roof.
You done?
OH.
Are you done?
Yes.
We currently have received 2 bids. Our goal is, as you know, the insurance company gave us enough money to replace the front half of the thing that covers us from rain. But at this time, we're looking at doing the whole thing that covers us from rain, because it just seems like financially, it would be a smarter move. As my husband would say, it's like replacing 2 tires or 4 tires. You should always replace 4, so. We're finishing that up. Hopefully, we'll have something to you by the end of August. It does look like, between the money we received from insurance and stuff, it will not cost the borough a large amount of money. But I will have those all figured out.
This is for the whole thing or just the garage?
The garage is fine. They're just gonna replace the siding on the garage.
It's from the police station over.
Yeah, our building did not survive as well.
The whole-
Oh,
Ask Matt, it's probably gonna be more expensive as far as the metal roof.
We're working on that. We're looking at that, but we have a feeling it's gonna, but we are
It
working,
probably is.
so. No, we've already put all new lighting in here, no. Friends of the Riverfront, I have sent you an email, you know about this event. This is the elected official paddle on out the Allegheny River. It's taking place on August 23rd. At 9:15, it's gonna start in Harbor, and I guess you're gonna paddle places you guys enjoy. I have 2 reservations so far. If anybody else is interested in going, I need to know tonight.
Come here.
I'm shocked.
Well, I thought it was in the contract, the borough manager had to go paddling.
No, I'm going golfing.
I'm taking a motorboat.
No.
Anywhere.
Go have fun.
August, it's a Friday.
It's a Friday.
Thanks.
During the day.
Yeah,
9:15 a.m.
you're gonna, paddle down and go into a dam, so good luck.
I'll play with the
We trail a lot.
I'm too.
Down the deep.
Go with the dam.
Right over.
If I would go, I'd take my motor.
Anything else?
No paddle.
Yes, one more thing.
Drown.
As the mayor said, we're preparing to say goodbye to Josie, this week. Teresa and I are having like really big cry fests about this. She has been the best thing ever and we are sad to see her go. She will be back on August 27th to give a presentation to the council on everything she's decided. But we just want to know that she will be truly missed and she better come back and visit us. And if she could stay, I'd be really happy. So can I have her? So I just wanted to tell you, thank you so much. It has been a wonderful summer. The things she's helped us with and told us that we didn't know has been amazing. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay, next up would be our intern report, Josie.
Here.
Hey, you wouldn't even give her your seat.
Oh, did I not get up?
Okay. So the comprehensive plan and budget survey will officially be closing tomorrow at midnight. We tried to send a text out about it today because I wanted to warn people and give them a last chance to fill it out, but the text was not working, so we're gonna try again tomorrow. And then my only other thing that I was gonna mention was that I will be back on the 27th. To give a presentation, which will be like a shortened version of a whole document that I'll be handing over to the borough for hopefully your guys' use and I don't know, to progress the comprehensive plan planning.
Very nice.
But I do want to say thank you so much. Everybody here just really embraced me warmly and it's like I feel immensely grateful that I was able to work here for the summer and gain all the experience that I have. Some days I felt like I was learning more than I was contributing for sure. So I'm just really, really appreciative of that. And especially to Stephanie and Teresa for always dealing with my little questions and taking me along with them everywhere and teaching me more than I ever could have fathomed. So thank all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josie.
Yes, thank you.
I'm sorry. That was kind of funny.
That's Dan's.
What happened?
Next up's a finance report.
The biggest news is for everybody, the fire truck is paid off. I have the title.
Did you get the title?
Yes, I did, and it's mine. You can't have it. So it is done. It is paid off. Do not think that that means that we are not we will not be saving money. We will be looking at, we were paying a substantial amount to pay off the fire truck. At least half, if not more, is gonna go into a fire truck fund. So we can start saving for the next
Yes.
big thing.
There is.
Sounds like a great idea.
Does
So what is-
Yes.
So, that will be on. So a little bit about July. The income in July was $87,013. We're starting to see a drop off because most of our tax payments have come in. There's still a few big things that we're gonna see come in, but, that's why it's a big deal that, you know, when we budget the way we do, so that we know when the money is gonna come in. Our expenses were $158,000. That, you know, almost 50 of that was the fire truck. We did some work with DPW, putting in curbing, some other stuff, so there were some extraneous expenses, but. Currently our net income, this would mean where we are in the red for, I'm sorry, in the black. Sorry, wrong color, in the black for just this year, we are $385,491.42 in the black. So we are right on budget. So that's about it I have on that.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions? I'm sorry.
Questions, very good. Next up, code enforcement report.
You have the report in front of you. I'm gonna do a quick reminder. Because I think this is kind of a big deal, I think that people don't understand. Tim, what just happened? Code enforcement, I need people to understand, if you send a complaint to our code enforcement officer, do not expect by any stretch of the imagination instant gratification. That does not how it works. A lot of times if it's lawn mowing or something like that and we remind them to do that, yeah, that happens. But if it's a big deal, I will be honest, some people just don't care. So it's gonna end up in court. It ends up in front of the magistrate, which is gonna take about 5 months to get there. They're most likely gonna plead not guilty. Then we're gonna have to go to court. Or our code enforcement officer is gonna have to go to court. The magistrate's gonna bring down a ruling. And what we've discovered as going through the rulings, the magistrate mostly gives people 6 months to 9 months to fix their problem. I understand that living next to this is not how anybody wants to live, but I can't make that process any faster. And yelling at council or yelling at me or threatening to go to the media isn't gonna fix it either. Because it's literally just a long, drawn out process. I promise you, we know every house that has an issue and a violation, and we watch them the best we can, and we hope that they clean them up. But I wish I was Samantha and I could wiggle my nose, but I can't. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands that, because I know it's very, very frustrating if you're a neighbor or whatever. I get that. We as council, we as code enforcement officers, we as anybody could only move as fast as the law will allow. So I just wanted to mention that, because I don't want to make any mad at Joe. And I want to get maybe mad at the borough or the council. It's unfortunately, it's just the way it works.
When he puts his report in, what's sanitation on each one of them?
Sanitation's garbage, weeds, anything.
So each one of them have sanitation.
If you look at the way the IMPC is written, each code violation, the first one says sanitation. So if they consider weeds, anything.
In the past, we've always had, this was years ago, like if there was a violation and, it would be cited or spoken to or things like that, to let the board know where it stands. Was it done? Did the people comply, or is it going to?
That gets a little touchy, because then that gets into addresses. And I can't do that. I can tell.
He is not letting you know that there's notice of violation.
Yeah, all of these
There's
houses.
2 of them that were notified, 2 here, 1 here, 3 there.
But could you say that without giving the address?
I can tell you, the most I could tell you is if they've gone to court or not.
The borough council's not subject to the right to know. If somebody would file a right to know action against the borough and ask for the code enforcement officer's report, then that's what's called personally identifiable information.
Yes.
And that gets redacted out of the document before it gets sent off to the general public. These people aren't excluded from that information. The general public is excluded from that.
I guess I understand that, but if we get into this and we do this, I think some people are gonna be very unhappy. And if you guys wanna do this, I'm fine with that. I can give you. It'll have to be all redacted out, or I
It
can
doesn't
tell
get
you.
redacted from them, it gets redacted of somebody from the public.
That's right. I completely understand what you're saying to me. What I'm saying is, I'm worried about how far this will go.
What I'm asking is, like, on any of these that it just says 1 on a particular street, if there could be a way that we, I'm not gonna say the street, but let's say street A, okay, and then 5 months from now, there could be another column or a comment or whatever that says, gone to court have to wait another 60 days, and then eventually. When it would get resolved. There would be a thing that just says, you know, on street A, whatever, problem has been resolved. Positive news.
I mean, we can figure out something, that's at how our reporting software works. We can try to figure out something to do that. Our reporting software, so we'll have to look at how we can change the reporting. Our software works differently than that.
So Craig, let me ask you a question. You're saying if council wants to have the addresses, they can.
Absolutely.
The general Joe public does not have, is not right privy to that.
The right to know law says that personally identifiable information is exempt. That the Commonwealth Court has ruled that individuals have they call the personnel exceptions, a constitutionally protected right to privacy to their home address with right to know requests, and that you have to perform a balancing test to be where the public is entitled to get that information through the right to know. But this isn't a right to know, so council isn't subject to that. If council wants that information, you're entitled to it.
My question is, and this is the question I have. And this is not meant as being mean or anything. We don't have the quietest, and nobody has the quietest council in the entire world. So if we're putting addresses down, what's guaranteeing that those people have that right to privacy?
What's guaranteeing that somebody doesn't leave the paper on a table here and
And that's what see,
Somebody
that's
else
what I'm
comes in.
trying to figure this out.
the only thing I could suggest. The only thing I would suggest is if council would want to know the numbers. The office has it, and they come into the office and see it. That's the only thing I would suggest. That way there's not 10 sheets out. You know, everybody doesn't have,
I just don't.
that's just my comment.
I don't think anybody's really saying they want the address. I think, are they cleared? Are they the magistrate or the pending?
Well, there was comment about somebody wanting the address.
I know it, I think I know what Stephanie's saying, but like, she's worried about personal sensitive information being spread to the public, like it has been done with executive.
My question is,
session.
what purpose does it really serve for us to really know the address?
You know?
Exactly. As long as Joe
Do
knows.
we have any, do we have, what do we really know, what do we really need to know the
Look and
address?
see yourself.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I do somewhat agree with Nancy, though. It would be nice to know if
They were cleared up.
things were clear.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's a positive thing on the community,
Exactly.
like,
I
hey,
can get you,
Things are happening in a positive
yes,
direction.
hey, we had 5 code.
We can find out.
Yeah.
I can get you like codes that have been cleared.
Yeah,
I mean, but we don't, like, when they go to court and stuff. I mean, we have notes and we know where things are at. But until they're cleared, we don't. Keep a lot I mean, I can tell you, if somebody calls me and asks about an exact address, I can check it where it's at in the court.
I don't hear anybody saying anything about addresses. I'm just curious if we could have
I think you're gonna be,
positive.
I don't know, I can tell you how many have been cleared every month. Is that what you're looking for?
I think the only reason we would need to have really an address would be if there's litigation.
Or we're covering
If
fraud.
it got into if it got into the next level,
And that's exactly.
you know, but that, yeah, but, and again, that would have to be.
I can tell you how
Right.
many cases have been cleared.
Right.
I can figure out how to make that happen in the report.
We really don't need addresses. So all you have to do is
Right.
take this paper, go down such and such street, and it's gonna jump right
You
out.
can find it.
You can find it,
That might be.
or else it wouldn't be on the paper, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, we do, I mean, the biggest problem is, we're having some issues on the tips, so we'll have to work on that, and make sure that, you know. That is going through too.
Yeah.
The tip sheets are available online.
Yes, they are, and they're not available because somebody hasn't cut the grass in a week. That, we're having a really big problem with that right now, so we need to remind people that, no, I'm just saying, we're having a really. Tips coming through. That, so we just need to make sure, I mean, because we feel guilty, then we go out and then these people get upset.
Okay, I don't care about what the complaint is, I'm just asking if the tip sheets are available online. And you can fill them out and send them in, but all online anonymously. Okay, that's all I wanted to
Yep.
know. I didn't want to report anybody for grass. That's not what my.
Wow,
my question
we're just trying to point out some of the issues with code that we're now having. That has become a major issue, so we just want everybody to know. Your grass is 1.5 inches tall, I'm probably not gonna come and get you.
Don't go to last more then.
Yeah, mine was real tall the other day.
Is that it? Anybody else on that code enforcement? Next up, the police chief's report.
Complaints received 127, total crimes report 32, total crimes cleared 32, total persons arrested 15, crime code summary issued 5, vehicle code summary issued 15, borough code summary issued 17, borough parking tickets 85. Magistrate fines collected $325.76. Borough fines and fees collected $830. Police reports 15. Municipal fines $37.22. Total fines and fees collected $1,207.98. And soliciting fees $175.
Very good. Any questions?
I only got one positive thing, at least the parking ticket is down.
Yeah. Just so everybody knows, the street sweeper is in the shop.
Not a surprise.
Yeah, you still have to move your car.
Well, you still have to move your car, but I'm just telling you because,
Just because.
just deal with it.
Information.
Next up, fire chief's report, Dan T.
Evening. The fire department answered a total of 9 calls in the month of July on 7/3, commercial fire alarm at 1 David Way in Verona, false alarm. 7/6, a commercial structure fire at 9100 Frankstown Road in Penn Hills. 7/9, a brush fire at 716 Allegheny River Boulevard in Verona, mulch fire. 7/14, smoke and structure at 360 American Avenue in Oakmont. Smoke and air conditioning malfunction. 7/19, a vehicle fire at 60 Allegheny River Boulevard in Verona, brakes burning in the car. 7/21, a residential fire alarm at 10136 Street in Penn Hills, false alarm. 7/21, a river rescue at 2 California Avenue in Oakmont for a vehicle in the water. 7/23, natural gas leak at 419 School Street in Verona, gas line struck by construction workers. And 7/25, commercial fire alarm at 700 First Street in Verona, false alarm. I have one announcement, if I may. Just like to announce an upcoming fundraiser at the Verona Fire Department. We're going to host a night at the races. It's going to be Saturday, September 21st. Doors will open at 6. The races will start at 7. The event is 21 and older. Tickets are $20 and include food and beverages. We encourage tickets to be purchased in advance by calling the fire station or messaging us on our website or Facebook. Leave your name and number and we will be in touch. The tickets will still be available at the door. There are some horses still available for sale for these races at $10 a piece. And we could be reached also by phone, Facebook, or on our website.
Or any member.
Yes,
You said it starts at 6?
doors open at 6, the races start at 7. And for those that have never been there before, you're really missing out on a good time.
Oh, they're fun, you're right. Did you say the 26th?
21st.
21st. Yeah, that's.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Mhm. It's a Saturday.
Yes.
EMS report.
You should have the report in front of you. He's not here today,
Solicitor's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. I did supply my written report in front of everybody. The only additional thing I have to add to that is we did hold an executive session today on personnel issues, collective bargaining issues and real estate matters. That executive session was held at 6:15 immediately preceding this evening's council meeting. Where's the report?
I have a question. Number 8. I'm not sure I understand. Is that our planning commission?
Yes,
Really?
yeah,
Okay, so that's 2 days from now.
Yeah.
What time?
It's 7.
Okay. It's at St. Joe's Church.
no, it's here. It's just a parking lot change.
Oh, paving improvements, okay, thank you.
They're not moving anything or anything.
Any other questions? Next up would be the engineer's report. He is not here. He's happened to be on out of town. And he left his report. Don't have any answers.
There's, as of right now,
We can read his report and
there's bids out for the paving on Southern Way, there's bids out for the upgrades to the playground.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's out of bed.
everything's out to bid
Yeah,
through the county. I think they got a couple things in on the houses being torn down.
and we're getting closer.
Yeah,
But I don't get excited because we're at the second step. That doesn't mean it's gonna be done anytime in the near future, but we made it to the second step.
we want to get them that thing paving then.
Yeah, so, but we are working on those,
Okay, I'm sure if anybody has any questions when Matt gets back, reach out to Stephanie and she can reach out to Matt. Next up, council member reports. Ms. Redzak.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to first call everyone's attention that there is a week without driving challenge, September 30th. During this week, the organization American Walks urges all elected officials and public officials and really any transportation enthusiasts to consider driving, or perhaps for this audience, I will say driving less. In order to better understand the challenges and barriers faced by people who do not have the luxury of being vehicle. Putting it out there, I'm gonna give it a go myself.
right
Secondly,
into work.
there's a bus, Stephanie.
Oh, good job.
Flying bus.
Bicycle. Take one of these bicycles you want.
The second item for tonight, I think most people are aware, we did hold a meeting regarding the BOV trail with Representative McAndrew and a representative from Allegheny Railroad, Adam, and we are leaning heavily towards having the BOV trail go through, ironically, one of the other original options, which is on West Railroad, past Bunting and Avalotis. So the next steps are to follow up with those businesses. I think this action item is in Joe's hands currently to see what they would require if we were to consider this alternative route into the ponds. So that is currently where that stands. Is leaving anything out?
Just that we met with both the committee and the Parks and Recreation Board, and they all seem to be on board.
Great. Oh, I forgot to mention, you guys have all heard me talk about the Safe Streets for All federal grant. Matt and I have had various discussions. We're hoping to get something together by the due date at the end of the month, leaning towards planning focused grant, and one or two demonstration projects that have been mentioned previously. So that's all I have on that for today. Thank you.
Very good. Anybody have any questions for Trish? Next up, Nancy.
Yeah, thanks. Not much really to report since the last meeting, because I think I talked about the class that we had for CPR on the 20th of July at our last workshop meeting. So the only update would be at the next public safety meeting on the 20th of August at 5:30, which would be next Tuesday. We'll talk, discuss whether we want to have more classes, when we might want to have them, where we might want to have them, and that whole thing. And public, I don't really have much more than that because there hasn't been any meetings since the last meeting. So I hope that people, can come up next Tuesday at 5:30.
Nancy, the staff and police officers are asking public safety to focus on handicap parking
Okay,
and how that's going to work. So that we can make sure that we are fulfilling our duty without making it so that everyday people can park on the street and making sure that. So
in a particular place,
everywhere in
in the whole
Verona,
town.
yes. We don't need to do the business district, we're looking at residential. There are policies, there are ordinances, and at this time, it's starting to become an issue, so if you guys could work on that, we truly appreciate that.
Sure, maybe we can talk later, or, another day about precisely what it is you're looking for. All right, very good, thank you.
Any questions for Nancy? Thank you. Next up would be Vince Flood.
In your packet, you will see a paper load, labeled Student Reception Stand Permit. On there are three options. Matt recently had a phone call with the health department regarding the permit for the Brooks concession stand. Under the new regulations, it started a little after 2020. We have three options. My committee met yesterday and the Parks and Recreation Board met yesterday, and after discussing all of these three options, we are all pretty much in agreement that option 2 right now is the best option that we have. Even though it is not perfect, it still has some issues in it also. I believe we're gonna be putting this on the agenda for next month as soon as possible. So if everybody could look over these three options and give us your feedback.
Just so you know, option 1 is not an option.
I mean, option 3 is almost not an option either, so.
Option 1 we would be taking complete
Complete responsibility
ability
for
for
anything.
the concession stand.
And then option 3, it's like option 1 is the borough assumes all responsibility. Option 3 is there is no responsibility needed because you're not allowed to do anything. Like you're not allowed to serve, you're not even allowed to have a popcorn machine. Option 3. So option 2 seems like the best of both worlds.
Matt will talk to the health department. The one question we had is if a family uses it or something like that, they're not gonna want to get a health permit. How does that work?
I think, and I could be wrong, I think that there would only be an issue if it was a public event and they were selling food. If it's a private event and they're giving food away, that would be like the health department showing up in your yard saying, hey, do you have proper labels and temperature stuff for you? It's like, no, this is my kid's birthday party.
Yeah, but please note, this is not gonna go through till next year.
Yes, yes. No.
So all rules that are currently sitting stay. That means no food can be prepared. Everything has to be brought in. All that stuff stays until we get this figured out.
Yeah, we're still stuck in limbo where we were last year, where all food needs to be prepared off-site. Everything needs to be cleaned and no handling of raw food at all, because we don't have a bin sink, don't have a hand washing sink, so. We still have, doing what we did last year.
Can we get one?
We're working
We
on
are.
it.
We are getting one, it's just, we have to,
Are we waiting for a drink?
No,
no, it's already approved, everything's done, we were waiting for the county plumbers to approve everything.
but they won't approve it until we make this decision. And the fact of the matter is, we have to figure out how this, so we'll have to go back and look at that. And by the time we get the sink put in and everything else, it's gonna be next year.
Yeah, so you can be home.
Yeah,
I mean, school started next week.
Yeah.
Some day.
All right.
One thing.
Well, at least we know it's coming.
I just got a text from, the Block Watch captains, Obie and Jeff Morford. Some residents in the 700 block of Third Street reporting power outage. And Duquesne Light saying, they advise there's currently 500 residents, probably more so in.
Mine's out. I thought it was texting me, mine's out.
Yeah, it's just to let everybody know, Third Street and that's saying Verona, so maybe they meet in Point Breeze also, I'm not sure. Just to let everybody know and the ones that are on the Zoom. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Vince, were you done?
Yes, I'm finished.
Very good, thank you. Next up will be Tim Long.
Yes. The only thing I have is in front of everybody, you have a new level fund balance policy. We have Stephanie put a lot of work into, is the finance committee and finalizing this. Maybe you really well tonight. Everybody good?
We have been discussing this for,
Yeah, this was on the
Yeah.
workshop and I think.
is that it? Very good, thank you. Next up will be George Mellis.
Thank you, Mr. President. The only thing I have right now is I just wanted to say my next personnel committee meeting on the 21st. 6 p.m.
Very good, thank you. And next up, Mrs. Provenza.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. Under ALON, Public Works seminar is coming up Wednesday, October 2nd. It will be in Wexford. And we'll have more info on that. And the next conference is going to be in October, and that's going to be October 24th through the 27th at the Erie Bayfront Convention Center. And we'll have any more information on that also.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Well, you have down here draft flower policy.
That's next. That'll come.
no, it's now.
That's not.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
We did the opposite, it's cool.
Okay. Okay, sorry.
No, that's all right.
Haley, you may call it. Thank you. The Verona Borough funeral flower policy. Purpose of this policy is to establish a list of the individuals for which the borough of Verona will pay for funeral flowers. This policy also establishes a limit of $150 unless council amends this amount. Individuals, the following list of individuals may receive funeral flowers paid by the borough. All current employees, former borough employees with at least 10 years working with the borough in good standing. Current or retired state representatives, current or retired state senator, current council members, which we're doing anything with the past members is a question mark, and employees with death in the family. So the only one in question is current council members. Are we doing anything for past members?
I would have a question on employee with death in the family also.
My question
How far do we
would
go back with
be,
that?
my question would be, I just wanted you guys to have the draft. Let's discuss it at,
Oh, okay,
when it's not on the.
It's not an
agenda,
action item?
So we're good.
Right. No, this is to be discussed.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Just so you know, a transformer blew in the month.
Mhm.
Thank you on good news.
Always when we're having a meeting.
Who sends the bad vibes? Don't you?
Is that it, Sylvia?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, and you did A-Long.
Yes, I did.
Okay, Claude, I was on vacation, I didn't go, and I didn't talk to Claude Frank, so I have no idea what happened after.
I talked to Rob Franks, basically the only thing that we have is that we're at the second step of getting our homes demolished.
Okay, I knew that brought, I think we talked about that last one, didn't we?
Yeah, so don't get excited.
Okay,
I have a request.
yeah,
I heard from a couple other municipalities, like Shaycog, for example. Shaycog has a deal with all of the municipalities involved with them, that when they test police for full-time, they don't send them to civil service. Shaycog takes care of it very timely manner. They're tested like the day after the interview. So is there any way we can talk to ARCOG and see if there's a way that ARCOG could do something like that? Because it seems like it would be pretty
I found somebody that
beneficial
does
for
that,
us. Okay.
that we can use, our cog does not do that. Shaycog, we can't join Shaycog, it's too
Yes,
far,
yes.
they do our salt and stuff, they're too far away, we can talk to them about that, but we actually found a gentleman who can do that for us. The issue is, and I know I've spoken with civil service, they're working on the ordinance right now. Could we have to change the wording in the ordinance to change any of the ways we do the testing? So they are currently working on that and they hope to have something done shortly, but we are really trying to push it.
Yeah, well, that's what's killing it.
it just takes so dang long.
What's hurting us is it takes us so long.
Yeah.
With other municipalities, they're able to test the day after and they're coming in and taking our police,
Well,
taking our potential police.
Well, we're losing them to 80 cents or $2.
Or something can test faster.
We're drawing out
If
the
they wanna
process way
work,
too long.
they wanna work, they don't wanna sit around for 3 months.
Yeah, I don't mind, I get it.
Yeah, we're working on that right now, that's gonna be an ordinance change,
Okay,
so you have to give it time.
I just asked that question when you weren't here, so I wanted to ask you while you were.
Yeah,
here.
that's.
Stephanie already talked to Rob about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're really found a guy who does do all that, it's just a matter of making. Working with Craig, there's certain things we can do now, but
Okay.
the ordinance is gonna have to be changed.
Can someone tell me, first of all, are we gonna be looking again at graduates from the academy?
We
And
will.
when do they graduate?
We've already talked to Sergeant Francos about that. Yes, we are.
We'll also be sending, we have new sites that we will be sending advertisements out to. Starting after we get everything,
More geared toward police now?
wow. Sort of,
Okay.
as soon as John and Craig review. The ads to make sure I didn't.
Yeah, we
miss
need to
anything.
do, because there's an upcoming academy graduation in November. And people are already, other departments are already flooding their on the bulletin board out there that we're hiring. And I did tell the sergeant, because I personally called Butler, Westmoreland, Washington County, and Allegheny County.
So that's all, we have to do the rates, yeah. Until we get that changed and then we look at the
You have
ads.
to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah, we unfortunately seem to be behind it. We're really working hard to get in front of it.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. Just give us a little bit of time. We're getting there.
Any old business? We have none. Okay, ordinary items. You have in front of you the minutes for May 14th, 2024. I need a motion to accept the minutes.
Grand motion.
First by Dr. Carpenter, second.
Me,
Second by Sylvia. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Next, the bills for July 24. Motion to accept the bill for July of 24.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
First by Mr. Jamela, second by Mr. Provenza. Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Passed. Next up, we have a motion to approve the MOU for Verona Police pay rate increases as of September the 1st.
I'll make a second.
Motion by Mr. Long, second by Mr. Floda. Any questions? Okay,
Your policy.
I just was wondering, I noticed here it's September, and then January, is that on purpose?
Oh, we just forgot to change the date. We'll fix that. We
Yeah.
the
missed that.
second one should be September or January.
Well, they all should be September.
Yes.
We're keeping them all in
We're
September.
moving on to September, so that should be 9/1. Can we just change that, Craig?
And,
Thanks, Dan.
and, okay, so the figures are now, corrected, right?
The figures are correct.
So. Okay.
Any other questions or comments?
Yes, I would like to thank Stephanie for her hard work on the budget and making this happen. I would like to thank all of my fellow members of council and mayor for your wholehearted enthusiasm and finally getting this pay raise to something close to what it needs to be. We have been for years, way too long at the bottom of the barrel, and I am so proud to stand here with this council in this moment to finally give us a fair wage for our hardworking officers and finally a fair shot at building our police. So thank all of you for being part of that.
Very good, thank you. Any other comments or questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's passed. That will start September the 1st.
Yep.
Next up, we had discussed earlier about the motion for you to approve the extension for code 250-87-C for 412 Penn Street. I'll need a motion for
I'll
that.
make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Jamela,
Second,
second by Dr. Carpenter. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Passed. Next, we discuss the minimum fund balance. We need a motion to approve the revised minimum fund balance policy.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Long, second by Mrs. Provenza. Any questions? Passed. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Now it's passed twice. The next, we have a motion to approve a street closure at East Railroad Avenue from James Street to the post office parking lot and the use of the borough bathrooms in the borough building parking lot adjacent to the railroad park on Saturday, October the 12th, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. for the WPCA Music Makes a Difference. I need a motion for that.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Dr. Carpenter,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Floda.
Before you do anything, just so you know, they're gonna be.
Can I say any questions? Any questions
Or comments.
or comments?
Yes.
Not talking
We have to
anymore.
worry about this group getting real rowdy.
I don't think so, but I just wanted.
Can I,
Wait, go ahead.
yeah, they rented the huge showboat. Does anybody know what the Allegheny County showboat is? The stage.
Yeah.
They will be using that big parking lot over there to put the showboat. So I just want everybody to understand, when we say we're closing the parking lot down, we mean we are literally closing that parking lot down.
As long as we let the people know that have,
We will,
Permits for
yeah,
it.
we will make sure.
What's the date on that again?
That is October 12th, Saturday, October 12th.
There's never cars in there on Saturday.
All right, I'll make sure that the signs are up and what have you.
They already have the dates, we gave them the dates already. Don't forget, we have another event that's gonna close those roads. Who seconded that, by the way?
Mr. Floda, I believe.
Thank you, I'm sorry.
Any other questions or comments?
I just wanted to say, I think this is a great event.
Yes.
I didn't realize, about this, that this is Bonnie and her husband Ralph, I think his name is. I guess this is a lot of work, I can't believe they're doing this, but this will be great. Having a music event, I love it.
And I'm very excited that they're doing it.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Opposed? Passed. That's it for that. Announcements? Mrs. Provenza.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. Newsletter. Newsletter is currently at the printers. Should be in your mailboxes by the end of the month, maybe a little sooner. We're now taking ads and articles for our winter edition, which will cover December, January, and February. And the articles and the ads are due Friday, November 1. For articles, contact Dawn Wharf, our editor, at 412-828-3607 or at veronanewsroom@gmail.com. And I take ads at 412-828-7726. Chamber of Commerce, there will be no meeting in August. Next meeting will be Tuesday, September the 17th, at 7 p.m. here in the Borough Building. Borough Ministries, the ex-community dinner will be held on Wednesday, August 28th, from 4:30 to 6:30. The dinner will be prepared by the Verona Borough Council and hosted by the Methodist Church here in Verona. Historical Society, there will be a field trip to the Torred Mine on Saturday, August 31st. If you're planning on attending, be at the Borough Building at 11 a.m. Your parking lot. And the tour is from noon until 1 p.m. The cost is $8.50. And that is my report of the news article. If there are any questions or comments, I'll be glad to take them.
Sylvia, the newsletter that's gonna be coming out, that's already closed. You can't take any more ads for that, right?
It's done.
What, maybe I can squeeze it.
Well, I didn't know, maybe you'd want to try to see if Kyle could send something for the spaghetti dinner.
Try.
What's the spaghetti doing?
Or, I mean, I'm sorry, the night of the
Night of
races.
the races.
Here's what I'm gonna tell
I
you,
like
just
spaghetti.
because
Yeah.
I spent the last week
Yeah.
dealing with it, there's no more room in the inn.
Okay,
Unless there's a miracle you can try, but I think it's already, you said it's at the printers.
Yes.
Because he was basically calling us on Monday trying to get,
okay.
to make sure it got through.
We kind of let that slip through us up the fire hole.
Well, we almost let it slip through us here at the borough too.
Well,
By a miracle.
Do you have a flyer made already? For,
Last I talked to you, I asked for one, I didn't get it. So no,
you know,
we have one up there, I thought I seen.
they have one, but we would.
Well, yeah.
oh, wait, is it a full page?
Yeah, okay.
If I can perform a magical miracle.
Stephanie, would we be able to put that out on a text alert?
If you get me the information, I'll put it on Facebook. It won't go out in text alert
Okay.
in September, but
Okay.
it will definitely.
Well, it's on our Facebook too, so.
Yeah, but if you just send it to me, that makes it easier for me to pop it on.
Okay, thank you.
I was just ready to say thank you, it's great. Everything was clear.
And I'll make sure it goes on our Facebook and everybody else's.
And is that it, Mrs. Pimento?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Mr. President.
Next up, Vince, do you want to just,
Yeah, I just want to make an announcement. This Saturday at Cribbs Field, August 17th is our annual wrestling event out on Borough 6. Admission is $10, gates open at 3 p.m. and the first match starts at 6. All kids under 5 or 5 and under get in for free. We will have raffles to benefit our local bike derby from the police, the local Verona Volunteer Fire Department, and the local EMS service. So pray it doesn't rain.
yeah,
Right now, the weather is changing. The weather forecast is changing daily. I just looked at it 2 minutes ago and it changed from the beginning of the meeting, so.
It's not gonna rain.
Yes, hopefully I can see everybody come out for a good cause, we'll have 50-50 raffles and.
if it would rain, Vince, would there be a rain date scheduled?
Next year.
Next year.
There's no venue in the area other than like the high school gymnasium that would fit. So it's just, we try not to put that much money into it, so if it rains,
We're
no
not out
loss, we just don't get paid. We don't have to pay them if we don't.
Oh, okay, all right.
Let's hope we
Let's
don't
hope
do
that
that.
it works.
It's gonna be fine.
Yes,
No rain.
and that's all I have.
Comments from the public? Anybody have any comments? Come to the podium, raise your virtual hand, state your name and address.
Cindy Davis, 537 Ridge Avenue. As a crossing guard, I'm wondering, are you gonna have the lines painted? For the
They're
kids?
already being painted as we speak. If you go out, you can see they're already at First Street. They're already, I think they have they're going up to Second right now. They should be finished.
Because when I've been out walking, I haven't walked our crossing post yet. I've been walking towards Oakmont or down by the river.
They didn't paint until they were absolutely sure First Street was finished.
Okay.
And that looks good, by the way.
Yes.
Yes, and another question, up on the corner where on Center and Second, the sidewalk. Where the non-referee was, that is horrible up there,
It's been put into code.
because I said, Bill has a little one up there that's partially blind.
Yes.
And she walks across there and every day she almost falls.
We understand and it's been put through.
It's another one of them deals with the code enforcement that it just,
And the property is out of that other issues, but yes, it has gone to code.
That's covered by, the sidewalk improvement grant.
It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that we have a multimodal grant, so next spring, a lot of that will be covered under the multimodal.
Okay.
So, but as of right now, we know it's there, we've already tried to deal with it, but the line painting is being completed as we speak.
Also, that reminded me, thank you, the sidewalk by Billy Case has been fixed, correct?
Yes, it has. That was a water.
I want to report on that,
Yeah.
that's been a sore
Yeah.
area for years.
the patch still needs to be taken care of. The
Yeah.
road patch,
Okay,
it's
well,
getting a big hole in it.
just so everybody knows, that was neither Billy Kay's responsibility or the borough's responsibility, that was a water department's responsibility, so we will continue to press the water department for anything.
For the street.
You know, Mr. President, and Matt's not here, because I wanted to bring that up to him. I was over in Shaler yesterday working. And the contractor that I was working for. He dug across the street, for the utilities to build a new house. And he said Shaler's ordinance is 15 foot on each side. They have to pay.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and ours is just, what you dug up.
No, it's
So
not.
how-
Oh, did we? Okay.
If you go down First Street, you can actually
Well, yeah.
see where the rules lie.
Yes, we changed that.
Still on council.
Yeah, I don't remember. All right, good.
We need to go on Oakmont Water to replace, street.
It's not gonna happen in the near future, I have talked to them,
It's what?
The road. It's a war sport to drive over.
yeah, it's gonna be a while, there's gonna be.
First Street,
Where the water break was.
oh yeah, they're gonna put a whole new line in there.
Yeah, it's gonna, and that's probably not gonna be for a while, so
Okay.
enjoy your
They
penny
did
with
that
ride.
three water main breaks there.
Yeah, and they're not like
And every
this,
time they replace it, repave the road, it breaks again.
again, they're not going to do anything until they can put a new pump. in.
Anybody else under public comment? No, I see no virtual hands. I wanna take this moment, is that? I want to take this moment to thank Josie for her hard work in the office this year. She's done an outstanding job. Every time you talk to Trish or Stephanie, Trish, Stephanie and Teresa, and they just beam about her. So we just want to wish her the best, and if there's anything we as a borough, any letters we can write for you or anything, we would be happy to do that. Thank you for your time and good luck to you in the
Good
future.
luck.
At this time, I'll take the motion to adjourn.
I'll make it.
Mr. Long, second by Mrs. Prevents. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Passed. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming to the meeting. I hope you have a great night. Be safe.